Good morning, my name is Willbert Ramos. Today I'm gonna practice a little bit. I'm gonna practice some questions with Dean Roland about my topic, assimilation and acculturation. Let's see what he thinks about this kind of issue for someone or problem for others. Okay, Dean. The first question for you is gonna be, what was the more difficult part when you came to America?
The most difficult was the language that I tried to speak.
So for you, what the language? So
Yes.
by how long you already been here?
I've been here almost 6 years now.
So you already know how to speak English and everything really good, right?
Yes.
Does this make a problem in your house?
Yes. Because sometimes when I went to a doctor with my parents, when the doctor tried to explain something and my dad and my mom does not speak English, when I try to translate them, I translate with the English some of them. I read my own language.
So you just you don't use your own language to translate, and you kind of mix your own language and English.
Yes.
So this makes it like a little issue for your family to understand you, right?
Yes.
Your family is not agreeing with your progress in the United States, right?
They do agree half of it, but half of it they not really agree because one they want me to learn more English. That's good for me, and also they don't want me to forget where we came from and where
Where you belong to.
Yes.
So actually, what you just tell me, it's kind of hard to take a decision which one you want to do.
Yes.
Because it's hard to take both language and do it really good instead of focusing only one. The one that we're using in here is English. That's the one that you have to focus on. But you at the same time, you don't want to lose your own culture.
Yes.
So what about you, Dim? What you gonna do in the future? What do you wanna pass on to your family?
It depends. If we still live here, I might have to pass with both in English and also my own language. So that way my children don't forget where we came from.
So which one of those cultures do you think that is more important for you and your family?
I think more important is where we live right now, or in the United States. So I think we have to assimilate the English.
English? So for you it's not gonna be hard if you're marrying a white girl or another American girl, and it doesn't matter if your son or your daughter doesn't even learn your own language. It's not gonna be matter for you.
I think it does matter because if I came from another country and my son and daughter does not know where and what language that I speak before, so that one gonna be hard for me and for other people to understand where they came from.
Yeah, so you actually want your family mix both language.
Yes.
Acculturate them. But do you think that is gonna be hard for them?
I believe yes, it is hard. It's the same right now as me right now. It's hard for me to take two culture at the same time.
It's gonna be a little bit more hard for your family if you marry somebody from here that they don't even got another culture.
Yes.
Because instead of practice with them, you have to practice English instead of your own culture. Do you think that this problem can affect your family?
I think yeah, it is. It is affected.
Thank you, Dean, for your time. I appreciate everything that you do for me in my presentation.
You were.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rivera, to help me with my project. I got a couple of questions for you, Mr. Rivera. And it's related with my topic, what I'm going to speak about in my project. Okay, the first question, what was the most difficult part when you came to America?
The language was the most difficult. I remember I needed to go to college and I didn't know the language, so they put me in ESL, very basic, low ESL. And some Spanish classes because the English classes I couldn't understand. And to get a job, I couldn't either unless I knew English.
Yeah. Okay, another question I'm going to ask you. How long you already been here in America?
Well, since you were born, 1996.
Wow, that's 90 years old right now.
Yeah, 19 years I've been here.
19 years.
Yeah.
How your progress with English is going,
The progress with language,
Yeah.
I learned more in the classroom. I learned a lot reading, do a lot of reading, than actually a good English you learn in the school, than actually in the street. And of course, the more you speak English, the more you try,
The more you practice,
the more you practice, the more you learn. That's how it is. If you live in a place or surrounded by people who don't speak English, you're gonna learn a little, but
not that
you
much.
just try to, the more English-speaking people you have around you, the more English you're gonna learn.
Yeah. Sure. I got another question for you, sir. How this problem can affect your family, like with the language?
Well, the same thing it affected me at the beginning. If they don't speak English,
Yeah.
they cannot
They can understand you.
progress and do
speak
better in
at home.
life here in this country. But it's kind of different. At home, I had to speak Spanish.
So you kind of simulate both language.
Both
At
languages.
home, do you only speak Spanish?
Spanish.
But at the street, at your job and everything, you have to speak English.
I have to speak English, yes.
So that doesn't make it difficult for you to hang it.
Well, no. Once you're comfortable, you speak English where you have to speak English, and then you speak Spanish where you have to speak Spanish. You have no choice.
Right. Nobody never caught you like that you're trying to be white or from another different culture.
Yes, when I was younger, I used to watch videos, rock music,
Yeah.
and I wanted to dress like them. My Hispanic friends, they didn't like rock music that much, so I used to model the groups I used to follow rock.
Yeah.
Rock. So I dressed like them, and I remember this friend calling me, you dressing like white people. He used to tell me that, but I didn't care. I just dressed the way I felt comfortable.
So some people just trying to tell that you're white because the way how you speak, the way how you dress. Do you
Well,
think that really matters in this new society right now?
The way I used to dress, not speak, but I think it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
You
matter.
have to do whatever you feel comfortable with and you feel good. It doesn't matter whatever they
I think
tell
that
you.
right now in this new culture that we got is more like diversity. We got like people from China, from Spanish country, and also white and black people.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter how you dress and how you speak.
It doesn't matter. You're flexible for that.
Yeah.
You have choices.
But do you think that your family feel like uncomfortable when you really start speaking English?
Well, really, if you start speaking English in your family, they're gonna feel fine. Yeah, because they know that you're learning another language. As long as you keep your
own
native
culture.
language, your own language. Yes. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That means that you haven't forget anything from your own country.
Right, I haven't forgot anything. But if you speak, it's the different cases. Some parents, that's how it is. Some parents, if you learn English, right?
Yeah.
You speak Spanish, they're good. Some parents, if they know that your first language is Spanish, but you learn English and you don't want to go back to Spanish, there will be some friction, some situations.
Like with a little issue with you,
Right, issues. Yeah, that's what
that happened with me because sometimes, even if I know Spanish really, really good, I forget some words
Yeah.
that are there in English that we use in this country that didn't use back in my other country,
Right.
When I say, and when I told them when they asked me what that word means, I say, I don't know. They just look at me like,
Yeah, usually parents don't like that. If you learn English and then you forget the Spanish or you don't want to speak Spanish anymore, that's normal, I think.
so what do you think about this question? If you married a white girl or someone else from a different culture, not for Hispanic culture, what culture you want to pass out?
Both. I mean, it's the best thing, both cultures. Because if I decide for the Spanish culture, then my wife is going to be uncomfortable. My kid, my son, only Spanish eating, only Spanish music. No, you have to do a little bit of both. Yeah.
Here is the thing, what about if you get this, that she don't speak Spanish at all, and she don't like your own culture, but she like you, what do you do about it?
Well, I have to speak English all the time.
So your son, your family is going to grow up with the English culture.
Right, that's what's going to happen. The
Right,
son is
right.
going to listen only English and eventually only English. Even though I try to teach in Spanish, I'm sure he's going to understand something, but first language is going to be English.
Yeah, do you think that this can make an issue with your family, with your own family, when they're trying to see your little baby and they're only gonna say, instead of to say abuela, they're gonna say grandma?
Usually the older people, the strong cultural people, they're gonna, you know,
They try to keep their own culture.
These kids don't speak Spanish. What's wrong? They're gonna say that because I heard it before. That happens.
How do you think that you're gonna feel about it?
Well, I cannot do anything about it. What can I say? Well, he's growing up in the United States. I'm English, you know, my wife speaks only English. I have to speak English. What can we do? That's how it is.
You know how Spanish people are sometimes, especially the older ones.
The older people
They
in our
just try to
countries.
keep their own culture because they think that is the right thing to do it.
I know. Yeah,
So,
I've seen it before many times.
Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Rivero.
All right.
Thank you for helping with my project. Here, there's a lot of kind of different problem when you only speak English, or if you marry a white girl or someone from a different culture. Thank you to listen.